Again, we will start this right now. We will have a ZVP on Belshir Vestige at the diamond level. Matchup that I don't know if I like or hate. I have been getting better at it regardless, but we have Natsuaga, our good friend, the red Zerd, in the top right, hopefully not making us last through an hour match, and a blue Protoss Focus in the bottom left. Since there are no cheesing, since there is no cheesing, rather, I will speed this up just a tad. Rather, we do see a sits pool from the Zerg. We will see that spawn here in a second. Apparently there was some form of pause. Protoss had Fitz's music, something I like doing with that music. The Pro does scout that, so what will he do? He throws on the Gateway Forge right when he sees that at the natural. He must have been going for a Forge Facet Span, a very normal build for the Protoss. He does need to wall this off completely, and he will have enough money for another pylon. However, he is going to run away and leave all those buildings to just go, it would seem. Not a very good method. Oh, there it goes. He was getting that last probe in, and he does need to build a cannon behind all of this. Probably not the most efficient way to handle it with only gateways in this wall, and he could have just used a pylon and then made a cannon. But that is not how this is going to turn out. The metal gateway will probably go down here momentarily, and that cannon may or may not be done in time. It looks like it will not be, however. A Zealot being chrono boosted out, and it will take care of 3 to 4 lanes depending on the surround that they get. These Erdlings going through into the main base, he probably could have just taken out that cannon while it was being made, but he is going to take out some of these probes. A total of 2 work, 3 now. Oh, they all went down at once. 7 probes have fallen to this, and he now is ahead 18 to 7 supply. We do see 5 probes in the main base as well as a single Zealot. Not a lot of money, enough to make 1 or 2 more probes, but that is about it. The Overlord coming out so he can make either more lanes or drones. We will see. He doesn't have enough foreign expansion just yet. Damage starting to go down on the main base, however. If he just keeps on running around, he will eventually take that down, but it will take quite some time with only a few lanes here and there. He is now making drones, getting that economy up. He knows that he has done such an immense amount of damage to that Protoss that he can really do whatever he wants. The Protoss has a total of 15 minerals, not even any gas, so he can't make any, not even the mothership core or anything else. Microing those Zerglings back, trying to keep them to do the most amount of damage possible. The Zealot could 1 to 2 shot any of these Zerglings. And we see another Zealot coming out now that he finally has gotten enough money. He probably wants to just keep making probes though at this point. The one Zealot can handle all of these Zerglings, so to see another one is a bit confusing, but maybe he expects more. But we do see the hatchery coming out for the Zerg, as well as the second queen for those injets. The Zerglings do finally fall. Protoss is down by about 10 supply and has very few probes, a total of 9 compared to 19 drones. Those 2 Zealots can't really do much, even though the Zerg doesn't have much of an army. 2 queens would do quite a bit of damage to those Zealots, and more lanes could be made on while that was happening. He might be going down for a third base down here. It looks like that's what he is going to do, as well as a few more drones. And he will take a third to counteract the Protoss 1 basing, due to the fact that Protoss has 12 probes now. A lot less than what the Zerg has solely on this mineral line. So a total of 21, I believe, 21 to 13 now. Making a few more just to get his economy in shape. I'm going to speed this up a bit just because there doesn't seem to be too much going on. Protoss not going for any crazy Dart Templar plays. Zerg not going for any Mutalist or anything like that just yet. He is going to slowly get those bases going. Protoss looks like he's finally going to take his Forge Fastest Span at 7 minutes in the game, something that is definitely just a tad bit delayed. Lane's going across the map without speed. He hasn't had enough gas to get that speed upgrade yet, but he does have 2 lanes going around, probably checking for expansions and for any strange plays that might be coming out. With no gas, he knows that there will not be any Stargate play though, so he does not need to worry about that. And he is starting that speed. Protoss is now at a total of 18 probes compared to 32 drones. Not a good spot for him to be. He is also still down to those 2 Zealots, a third one coming in to join in to make 3 Zealoteers, but that might not be enough when he is throwing down the Roach Warren. That speed is about a quarter of the way done. Once that is finished, he will be able to gain a lot of map presence with those lanes if he chooses to make more. Other than that, we don't have too much going on here. The Cybercore finally about to finish up. He will get those Stalkers and Sentries, assuming that he has enough money. He is supply blocked for the time being, however, with the Pylon and Nexus just about finishing. Warp date started at about 9 minutes. Again, just a bit delayed, but maybe he can make it work. Other than that, we see only drones coming from our Zerg player. 48 now compared to 21 probes. Not a good place for Protoss to be in. Other than that, more gas. He just want to get that gas count going so that way he can make whatever he chooses. Right now it's 8 roaches. The start rate going down for the Protoss player. This is a bit of a strange response just because he's been given so much time to build up that Zerg, and with Queens basically always being there. It's a strange follow-up from the Protoss. I would assume Dark Templars, just because that is in every Protoss's handbook, that if you are in a desperate place, you go for those Dark Templars. But he wants to be a rebel, so he does start that. The Zerg will start that lair and give him a lot more options against any Stardate play. Two Spore Crawlers going down must just be for defense. He does know about these 2 gases, I believe. So he knows that 2 gases have been taken at the natural. He can assume that these ones have been taken. And the Stardate is now finishing up. We will see that he goes for the Void Ray instead of the Phoenixes. But 3 Spore Crawlers across the map plus the Queens will take out 1 Void Ray very easily, and it will not do any major damage except for maybe an Overlord or 2 that are hanging out across the map. Other than that, I don't know what his investment will do for him. Down to 44 supply compared to 102 from the Zerg. We see that Zerg is still quite ahead in workers and in units as a whole. Only the 3 Zealots holding the front line, trying to be brave. Hopefully they're at least on hold position just for the sake of things, but we will not find out due to no Zergling runs-bys that seem to be happening. But we can only dream. Roach speed on the way, as well as 2 Evo chambers for the Zerg. He does want to get those upgrades out and make those roaches much more effective. Very effective against Zealots. Even though Zealots do win in that 1v1, the roaches in mass can do quite a bit to Zealots if they are the only things on the field. +1 for the Protoss is about halfway done, though, just a little bit over, rather. And the 1-1 from the Zerg is now on the way. We will not see any form of layer tech, though, until, well, he is getting 2 more gases, so that will give him quite a bit of gas income. We will see if he uses that for infestors or for Spire or for anything besides roaches. Could also get that Hydrogen for that standard Roach Hydra play, which we see right now. And while he doesn't need to play standard at this point, it just makes sure that everything goes safe and everything goes smooth, since he is so far ahead due to that original Sits pool. That did a lot more damage than it should have in my book, but maybe I'm wrong yet again. We will see that the Zerg upgrades are on the way. 3 gateways are going down for Protoss. That will make him have some form of army, but when he's at 60 supply and not making any pylons, he is supply blocked with 1,000 minerals in the bank. Zerg waiting for probably Larva to spend his money. 12 roaches are on the way, and now he will have enough gas to make those Hydralisk if he, well, he is losing a few drones to this Void Ray with 8 kills on it, or 9 kills on it. I did not see that, my apology. This Spore Crawler is still out of the way, or still too far out of range, rather. A Queen is about to be made here. Even Natsuaga, seeing that he is not handling this very well, but mistakes are made. This Void Ray getting a total of 13 kills. It is an instructor. It will tell the future Void Rays what to do if there is any more Void Rays, but we do not see any more coming out at this time. The Robo going down probably for those Colossi, just to be safe. He does know common response from Zerg once you see Stardate play is that Hydrogen, but he probably will not be able to get anything close to a single Colossi out, even if the Zerg does move out with this Roach army anytime soon. The Protoss still on 2 base compared to the Zerg 3 base. That's a bad spot right there. And we do see that the 61 drones from Zerg are spread across those 3 bases compared to 46 spread across 2 bases from the Protoss. This Queen is being annoying for this Void Ray, trying to do damage to it, trying to scare it away. The Spore Crawler is in the back of the mineral line still, making sure that it does not come back here yet again. Other than that, we have an Immortal in production for those mass roaches, and we have the Robotics Bay going down for that Colossi tech, as well as Charge, even though it doesn't look like any of that is going to come in time with the mass roaches on the way into the base, 35 of them trying to push through this front line. It will at least take out these buildings, if not more. The force fields are cutting out most of the roaches, but now more of them coming in, focusing down the units. He needs to take care of that sentry so that way he is not force fielded out like he is, but he can now take over the natural freely and take care of all these probes as well as the Nexus. Not even a Mothership Core out for the Protoss would have been very helpful to have that ability, that Photon Overcharge for that Nexus. But we do see no more sentry energy except for one. But these stalkers are on the low ground, and he does have the two overseers here for that high ground vision, making it so he can still hit these stalkers. Not the most effective way. He would want to run out and let the Void Ray do full damage. He does not even have that E charged up on those Void Rays for that, or on that Void Ray for the extra damage, and he does finally just leave. Started to get a little bit congested at the end there. The Zerg only had roaches on the field, 8 Hydras on the way, and more roaches on the way to the Protoss's base, and the Dark Shrine did finally go down, as well as the Templar Archives and the Stargate. If he just had a fleet beacon, he would have every tech building for the Protoss, which is not something you want to do on 2 bases, especially when you had the second base at about 8 minutes in the game after a Sits pool doing a lot of damage to you. You probably just wanted to leave at that point. But combats can happen, just not in this case. He was down in workers throughout the game. He was down in bases throughout the game. That Sits pool doing a lot of damage. Not handling that too perfectly. He probably wanted to let the forge go and build a pylon back here and allow the cannon to deal the damage to the lanes that came in. And while he would lose the forge at some point, he would still be on par with the Zerg at the very least. But it was a good game from Natsuaga. Even if it was a bit cheesy at the start, he did show his macro play after that and was able to overcome his Protoss opponent. So good game, and thank you for the replay.